actually today is 1 month that the day we're recording this. I've been with imagen-ai for a month today. So that's pretty cool.
And he's like, how do I spend time with my wife and my kid and still have a happy life? So I've really, even though this has been the busiest year and a lot of people have kind of punted that kind of aspect of their life, like, all right, I'm just gonna like work like crazy this year and I'll figure out the rest in the future. But with, you know, some of the things that I've gone through and my girlfriend's gone through medically, and, you know, we're very grateful for her health and everything now. But, you know, some things happen in life where you do realize, like, yes, my job is important, but there are things more important, believe it or not, than a job. And being able to manage your time and balance is really important. So that's really the overall theme for this year for me.
I'll do the full group shot and then send one half away, let's say the groom side, like, guys, just go hang out over there. I'm going to photograph the bride and her side. Bride with each person, one at a time. So each person has their moment with the bride. That is pretty key. And then we'll do the big group shot of that. So everybody's kind of warmed up. They're not as nervous in front of the camera. We'll do all the bride side as a photo. And then we'll have them sit and rest. I'll do the groom with each groomsman, and then the whole groom shot together, and then one more follow-up with a slightly different perspective or backdrop of the whole group together again.
And knowing that it's not just a preset. That's what I was always afraid of, is having someone start with a preset and just slap that on to all of my images, and then I would have to go through everything and re-edit it again, based on the lighting, based on all of these different factors that, again, humans are busy, and for me, the idea of doing that was always a little scary. So the first time I got an album back with imaging, I was honestly super blown away. So all of my November and December weddings, once I adopted the software, were edited through that, and I think they were all delivered within 2 weeks.
So then also, like, generally I'll open it up in Lightroom and tell it to build all my previews and go and do another job somewhere else, go and reply to emails and stuff while that's happening. Right. 5-10 minutes later, we're good to edit. And imagine, on average, I'd say now I can turn a full wedding round, the editing, as in the color correction, the straightening, and all of those things in 2 hours if I just sit down and do it. Whereas before, that might have taken me a day and a half.
Like, if somebody says, what are your rates? There's a link for that. Hey, what's your availability? There's a link for that. I'm not sure about retouching. I don't really understand it. There's a link for that. Any question that I get, any common request that I receive, I will build out a workflow or some type of automation to where I don't have to repeat myself over and over again.
And so a lot of that is communicating with your clients. I remember when I first started, I thought that I had to be magical and fast, because sometimes they thought oh, you're going from inside to outside. When I was shooting full-on weddings as my full-time focus, oh, you're going from inside to outside, get this quick shot. And you can do that. You can have 2 cameras, or you can make some quick changes, but it's not immediate. And so it's all about communicating with people and taking the time and talking the whole way through, even if it feels kind of ridiculous.
And it was when I say a failure of mine, I mean a failure. I built up a business that was very successful, money-wise, financially, we were doing fantastic. But in terms of the mental toll that it took on me, that it took on my family, we really restarted the business completely after watching it grow, and then watching kind of what the repercussions of that growth were.
That's really important to me, that COVID gave me some insight into what I'm missing on weekends in the summer, and I'm done missing it. It's a lifestyle thing. I don't want to miss all the memories that everyone, not just my kids, but my parents and my cousins and my friends are making while I'm working. So July and August are super, super strict. Do not work.
So obviously for a wedding is a little bit different because it's very high, very fast paced, and we really don't have time to really meter things. But when it comes to commercial jobs, assignments in that way, definitely we meter everything. We make sure it's 110, and from there we also take a test shot with one of our assistants. And also we have to, do a little bit more of the homework in who we're photographing, because also skin tones play a very big part in that. So whatever exposure you originally got, might slightly change on the skin tone of the person you're photographing.
And when I did, it was like definitely no turning back. I was like, this is it. It was worth the wait. Finally, I can trust, and my images have been, the consistency has been really, really good for me.
How long does it take me to call a wedding? And I would track my time for 3 months. How long does it take me to prep on a wedding day? And so that's why I switched over from Canon flashes with AA's to Godox with lithium ion, because that will save me time. So just every aspect of our business, just sitting down, and when we want to work on becoming more efficient at something, we'll just track our time for 2 or 3 months in that area.
Yeah, well, I think if it wouldn't touch me emotionally anymore, then I would just stop doing it.
A good idea or a strong visual language, really, because you learn what you like and you learn very much what you don't like. So to be able to very much break down and study other people's images, I think it's massive. Photographers, they don't do it enough. And we see sort of like Renaissance artists and everything else very much being studied and studying themselves how to become great artists and how to work with oil paintings and canvases and different types of mediums, really, and really, really honing it down. And yeah, I think is one of the things that really lacks within the photography industry, being able to really study other artists, other photographers, and sort of like just break it down. What happened here? What happened to the shadows here?
Thank you to all of our guests from season 1, and to you who listened to the incredible conversations. Keep focusing on what you love, and stay tuned for season 2.